Hey guys, looks like my shop barfed up a couple of LS motors. Holy crap. I got heads, blocks, valve vents, rocker arms. Yes. Anyway, check out these cams. One on the right. This is the stock LR4 cam. Has some wear, nothing crazy. It's got 125,000 miles on it. The lobes look pretty good. This is the Brian Tooley truck cam. Wear looks almost identical. It's got 6 miles on it. I don't really know what went wrong here. If this is where all my metals are coming from, off of these lobes, they're all pretty consistent on the wear pattern. Not really sure. So, doesn't matter. We're going to still move forward onto building the 4.8. So what I did recently is I stripped it down. 4.8 was super clean. Man, this thing's... It's a good motor. So this is a 06 motor, so I don't know if you guys know, but the 06s have Gen 3 operating system, 24X reluctor wheel on the crank trigger, but it has Gen 4 rods in it, which is pretty cool. Full floater style rod, which is, you know, unique, whatever. If you guys find yourself across a late Gen 3 motor, chances are it's got Gen 4 guts in the bottom end. So I went ahead and pulled it apart and put some ring gap in her. Boys, some of these were tight, like 15 thou tight top rings, which is pretty crazy that the GM put it out that way. So what I ended up doing is I went like 28 on the top and like 33-ish on the lower ring. I gotta be honest with you, don't tell anybody, but one of the lower rings, I got a little crazy on it. It's got like 40 thou gap. I don't know what happened. I just obviously lost my train of thought or something. Doesn't matter. I don't think it's going to matter. And it's not going to matter because you guys are the only ones that know about it. So there you go. But anyway, one thing that I didn't like about this motor particularly, let me roll it over for you guys, is the factory connecting rod bolts. Some of them felt very gummy. So much in fact that I couldn't get the Matt Happel 53 foot-pounds of torque on, like, I would say 5 or 6 of them. Yeah, I don't know why. They just kept stretching, so I stopped. Obviously, they're tight enough. They'd probably be fine for all you little heathens and your Fox LS swap Fox bodies that go to the track and, you know, just beat on the cars. But you gotta remember, this truck is going to be a daily driver for my son. It's going to be like 3,000 miles away from me. And while he is capable of have some mechanical skill, I don't want it to be an issue that I created. Aside from putting a turbo on his daily driver, you know, aside from that, I don't want to create any additional issues. So I ended up buying a set of new bolts, new Gen 4 bolts. They should be here in a couple days or whatever, and I'll just torque them to the, what is it, like 15 foot-pounds, and then you go like 75 degrees or something like that. I'm not really sure what the torque angle is on. I'll have to look that up. But I'd rather just do that sequence. The bearings look absolutely brand new. The crankshaft looked brand new, like 0 marks on it anywhere. Very clean engine. So happy with that. But today we got a box over here sitting on the chair. It came from Uncle Brian. So let's see what's inside there. I should know what it is, but I forgot. So anyway, we're gonna open that box up, and then I'll show you guys what I bought. Brian Tooley's not my actual uncle, but it'd be cool if he was. Probably wouldn't be messing with a 4.8 liter. I'd be probably hanging out, putting one of those badass short blocks he's got going on. Oh, my cell phone. All right, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Let's see what Uncle Brian sent us. Let's poke in here real quick. Say he's not actually my uncle. It'd be really cool if he was, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Let's see what we got. Got some lifters. Camshaft. Whoa! Look at them 7-layer burrito 5.3 or the 3-inch 780. Well, I guess it's a little bigger than that, 3.950, but still smaller than the 6.2 bore. Look at that, huh? BTR decal, packaging clip. All right. lifters. These are the LS7 Delphi lifters. They should be, yep, see the LS7 Delphi lifters. And these are push rods. The 7/400s. This should be the premium Trunnion upgrade kit. So, you know, in conjunction with this cam, which this cam is a bit rowdier than I would want, really. Guy Jacob there recommended it. Or Jacob? Anyway, it's the Stage 2 4.8 turbo cam. We'll see. It requires a dual spring, which I do have a set of heads that have those dual springs on it already. I've got a set of 799 heads. Let's see if you guys can see this or not. So these, I don't remember where the hell I got these from, but you know, somebody just took a lot of time to clean them up and label all the valves where they go and whatnots. So anyway, it's got those 660 dual spring setups on it with their retainers. So anyway, we'll stick these on we'll stick those heads on the 4.8 liter. And the main reason why is just because the springs are already installed on them. I don't really think there's a giant performance gap between the 706 and the 799, but there very well could be. So what I'm going to do is I'll go ahead and set up the Trunnion upgrade. We can maybe see if I'm doing that right or wrong and take it from there. See the flat spot on it? This is not flat. 22 mil, half-inch drive, shorty with shorts, 13 mil, half-inch drive. So what we're going to do is pinch it on between them. Just push this back a scooch. Just fires it right on in there. Oopsies. Went a little too far, huh? So, anyway, we'll end up with that afterward. These are pretty robust, surprisingly light pieces of machinery here. I mean, you know, if you come from this big block Chevy and small block Chevy world, these LS rockers are quite a bit of the improvement. Here's a quick comparison between a stock Trunnion setup and the Brian Tooley Trunnion upgrade. Just wanted you guys to actually see the difference between the stock ones and Brian's. So apparently this is the premium. This is the premium edition. I guess it has better oiling. I'm guessing these little grooves right in here, probably what they do is they allow the oil to actually get into the bearings themselves a little better, which is great. So anyway, so imagine the rocker arm, you know, this is inside the rocker arm, right? Stock versus Brian's. And the stock one is, to be honest with you, it's not a significant difference, but the needle bearing is much more robust in Brian's setup. And obviously it's held in with a little washer that goes on and then a retaining clip on the outside of it, whereas the factory ones just press in from each side. And granted, they have to be the same overall diameter, or obviously they wouldn't fit inside the rocker arm, but just wanted you guys to see that's the factory needle bearings, which, you know, it's not nearly as quality of a bearing. It just has an open end on it. It's not actually pinched around the needles themselves. So what'll happen is under duress, under extreme pressures of the valve train, specifically if you have like bigger springs or whatever, higher lift cam, this is much more robust bearing. So that's why we do them. And to be honest with you, I think it's $150, something like that, in parts. And it's been going pretty good. So it doesn't seem like it's too big of a upgrade to do. A little bit tedious, but it's I think it's worth it. All right, so we'll just take a rocker arm, wipe some of the goo out of her. Had to reposition my press a little bit because it's bouncing around. So what I'm doing is just taking this coffee cup. Doesn't have coffee in it. It's just got old, fresh motor oil in it. So anyway, do that. Take one of these bearings. If you look at them closely, one surface area is much flatter than the other. One's got a little bit of more of a rolled edge to it. The surface area that's flat actually has writing on it. So the instructions recommend putting that up. So basically, you just center this up on here, and then come down and make sure it's, it's kind of even on the press on the anvil. So you want to just it doesn't take a lot of pressure. If it does, then it's probably crooked. You just push it down till it surface area meets. That's it. So step 2, I guess. Okay. So now that we have the bearing pushed into one side and it's all free on the inside here, so I'm just going to kind of repeat the process. Just put a thin layer of oil on it. And it doesn't say that to do that in instructions, but I just have OCD, and it's a process. I work with it daily. I'm going to take the trunnion and push the plastic piece out, which kind of helps encapsulate all the needle bearings. Not to say they'll be loose because they're caged in there, but again, OCD is it's a challenge. So it comes with these installation washers. So what that does is it adds a gap so you can push this down onto with the press, and it'll push evenly on the surface of the bearing over there. So you can see that it doesn't touch the trunnion at all. So anyway, put that across like this. Take your new bearing, which I'm not prepared for, but here it is. Go ahead and push the plastic piece out. Labels up, laces out. You know the whole deal. So put that there. Look at that. 2 factory little needle bearings, just looking for a reason to find their way into something. It's my life. So anyway, so I'm going to get down and make sure that when I push this washer down, it's not doing anything funky, nice and flat. So it should ship that bearing right into the rocker. Misalignment here for some reason. There we go. Oh, misalignment. We don't want that. We want the opposite of misalignment. Tell you what, we'll flip. No, let's flip that way. Yeah, it's fine. Yep. So then we'll take down on top. Ship that bearing down flush. That spacer doesn't allow it to go any further into the rocker arm. I look across the top of it. It looks pretty even. Just give it a little how you doing right here, just to make sure it's nice and even. Pull the assembly up, back apart. Oh yeah, nice and movie. It's got some side-to-side play, but that's going to be filled with those spacer washers and the C-clips that go on the end of this. So I just wanted to make sure this isn't binding of any degree. It has very little up and down play, but it feels great. So that's what it looks like with everything installed. All right, so assembled rocker, bearings are in. These flat washers here, more like a spacer. And then you take your Icon snap ring pliers, because I'm not a peasant Pittsburgh user. I like to step up my game, use the Icon stuff. These are pretty strong, so we're going to go ahead and see how this works. I got to get this a little more out, I guess. Whew. See. Oh wow. Okay, I was overshooting it a little bit. Leaves a little bit to be desired, but hopefully, again, there has to be some play, right? So go ahead and grab us another one. Get that little joker on. What do you guys think about that, huh? Rock and roll. So that's a fully assembled Trunnion upgrade from Tooley, the premium Trunnion upgrade. So yeah, I just got to do that 15 more times.